This is my second totality. My first was the solar eclipse in 2017. We conveniently lived in the path of totality or nearby, so it was incredibly lucky that we just happened to be there. Didn't have to drive, didn't have to travel. I really didn't know that much about what to expect. It was the first time I had seen a solar eclipse. And I used to work in a print shop at the time, and we would make fun of the fact that for the next few weeks and months and even years after that eclipse, photographers would come in and print their photos of the 2017 eclipse, and they all looked the same. So we were just fulfilling print orders of basically the same photo over and over, it felt like. Every photographer's excited to shoot a photo of the eclipse, and yet they all look the same. And that's my biggest problem with astrophotography overall, is that they're super satisfying to shoot. Super exciting if you are the photographer, but then everyone's seen the Milky Way. There's only one Milky Way. So you put all this work and time and effort and maybe even gear into a photo that everyone's already seen. But there's a mistake in that thinking. It's that the Milky Way, despite the fact that we've seen a photo of the Milky Way 1,000 bajillion times, the Milky Way is still amazing. And a total solar eclipse is even more amazing. To people that haven't seen a total solar eclipse, it seems silly to want to drive out to see one. What's amazing is that not only is it crazy that the sun is blacked out, but that you get a midday twilight. The world starts to close up shop. The night bugs start making sounds. The birds start singing their final songs of the day. You see crescent shadows along the ground. The light gets very dim, almost like night, and all around you is a sunset. And it's noon. It's the middle of the day. It just feels really strange. And that feeling itself is worth experiencing just on its own. Unfortunately for the 2017 eclipse, I only had a 85mm lens with me, so I didn't really get to shoot a good photo of that eclipse. I did, but it's like really tiny. What I did was get to document all of us experiencing it though, and I really like those photos a lot. It was pretty amazing and pretty fun to spend that time experiencing that all together as a family. So when I found out I could see another total solar eclipse in 2024, I was sold. No question. Like, I was not going to miss experiencing that again. This one would be a little more of a trek because the path of totality was scooted over a little bit into more middle of the country, but still not that far, still not an unreasonable distance, and Woody would come along with me. You've seen him before in the video where we road trip to Texas. Our plan, hinging on the weather, was to trek out to Little Rock, Arkansas. I had wanted to go closer in, but the weather wasn't looking that good, and all weather reports, as I checked them weeks prior to the eclipse, made Little Rock look promising. It seemed to be the safest bet weather-wise. That is until the day we left, of course.
Okay, packing up the truck. We are about to drive to go see the eclipse, and it's really bright. Had about a 6-hour haul today, which isn't bad, especially compared to the last road trip me and Woody did. But as far as gear, I brought way too much gear, probably. Yeah, I only break this bag out on special occasions because I'm kind of a minimalist. I rented a 100 to 400 lens for my Sony a7 IV because I just figured that'd be the easiest. I've got Polaroid film. I've got just Nikon 100mm lens. I've got my Nikon N65 with my precious Sigma 24 lens that I have been using since 2016. Got my Nikon FE, which is kind of what I'm planning to pull out of this bag, with some XP2 in it, which is like my new favorite 35mm film. Of course, I got my, Old Faithful here. I brought more stuff than I need, for sure. Got the GoPro, which actually I do need in the car. What else? Got, all my battery stuff. And the Polaroid i2 is in my backpack in the truck. So yeah, I'm loaded up. You ready?
Ready.
So what are you rocking?
What do you mean?
Your camera?
Yeah, vintage Nikon N80 with a sweet Sigma 35mm lens. You know.
Perfect for shooting into the sky.
Yeah, just gonna you know.
I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh.
I don't like astrophotography at all.
That's not a confession. I've known that about you.
Yeah, so why are we doing this?
I don't know. You want to go back?
Yeah, let's just call it quits.
Call it quits?
Yeah, let's just not do this.
And instead of taking boring interstates, we decided to take the scenic route, which, of course, I knew this because I've driven this route before. It's not scenic at all. It's Alabama and Mississippi. There's nothing going on that stretch of road. That said, it did allow us to stop in Decatur, Alabama for Big Bob Gibson barbecue. Again, if you're a follower of this channel, we also stopped here on our way to Texas. And it was just as good the second time.
Not much has changed. Not much has changed. Ordered me a sweet tea.
I didn't record before I ate my smoked chicken, but how is it?
Amazing.
It is very good. Didn't last long enough. I even ordered a second chicken leg, which is pretty crazy. This is the best sauce in the world.
But after that, the drive got really boring.
Where are we?
Gas station in Alabama.
Oh, where in Alabama are we?
Russellville?
Okay, all right, well there you go.
Just driving over here.
You bored?
Yeah, I was bored about an hour ago.
How could you be bored?
Listen, my Eclipse plan was fragile. My whole plan was built on weather, which is not a great way to plan anything because weather is always subject to change.
This was poorly planned. Who did this? Why do we keep doing this?
Let the record state, I didn't plan any of this.
Okay, Little Rock, Arkansas. Weather. Yeah, it's gonna be cloudy. Paducah. Oh yeah, Paducah's gonna be way better. We gotta go to Paducah.
And unfortunately, because of path of totality hotel price gouging, the worst motel brands you've ever heard of were charging like $700 a night. So the only deal I could find was slightly outside the path, and it was still $200 for not that great of a hotel. But the trick is, to get that price, it was non-refundable. And that's fine and all until you want a refund.
Maybe it'd be under Will Malone. Changing plans. I had an issue getting there. It's gonna be hard I'm not gonna be able to get to the hotel tonight. But we're basically not going to Arkansas anymore. Which, you know, shocker that we would change our plans at the last second.
Yeah, last minute. But we drove, how many hours?
We've driven 4 hours almost.
4 hours to the wonderful place that is Oxford, Mississippi. So I've got a lot of friends that have come to school here. So I'm glad to say that I've now crossed it off my college campus list. You get it?
We eventually made the call to reroute to Paducah, Kentucky, but I wish we could have started by going to Paducah, Kentucky. But before we left Oxford, Woody had to go shopping first.
Woody wanted to go shopping.
I mean, we're here. Might as well get something cool.
I think that's pretty sick hat.
Ole Miss.
You have a change of plans. Basically, according to the weather report, Paducah is going to be way better than Arkansas as far as clouds go, which is fine except for the fact that I couldn't get a refund on my hotel, so I have to lose $200. But it's fine, whatever. I'm not bitter about this.
So if you'd like to, go Venmo Will-Malone
You don't have to.
$200.
It's fine. Yeah.
We're trying to recover.
That's also not my Venmo.
Okay, yeah, don't
Don't send that guy $200. I don't know who that is. But we're going like Memphis basically, because it's only an hour away, and then we're gonna get up in the morning and we're gonna go to Paducah. So once again, pointless adventure. Like, we drive for no reason. I don't know how to fix this.
There's a story behind here somewhere.
But this one is for a reason. We're gonna see the freaking totality.
Yeah.
I just want to see it the best we can see it.
Sure.
And it is what it is. The weather is like very iffy as it goes with clouds. But I think Paducah, I think we have a good shot based on what I'm seeing. I think it's looking good. And it'll be closer to getting back.
Yeah.
So this will be easy in the long run. Wish we didn't drive, to Oxford, Mississippi.
But on the plus sides,
But,
here we go.
You got a hat?
I got a hat, and we had Big Bob Gibson for lunch,
Yeah, true.
and we're about to find something epic in Memphis. So
Okay.
there we go.
Didn't know that last part.
Yep. Surprise.
So we're in Memphis, and it's been pretty sweet here. Memphis has been very kind to us overall, kind of. We showed up, Woody spun a wheel and won us free lounge access. So we got, you want to keep it down over there?
I'm sorry.
We got free breakfast this morning, and an amazing view of Best
Memphis.
Buy.
No, Germantown.
Germantown, Best Buy. This is a cool sky view, rooftop lounge view of the beautiful Memphis area. Coffee was subpar, but enjoyable because we're on our way to the eclipse. Totality time is, 2? We will see totality at 2 p.m. Central Time, and we have about 3 hours of driving ahead of us today to get there. So that's what's going on. Okay, so we're in Fulton, Kentucky. Stopped at a McDonald's. So we've had a couple hang-ups on this. We've had hit a couple bumps in the road along the way.
I mean, it was a nice drive. I mean, I feel like it's been a relatively quick drive. But
Except for, so Woody had to evacuate himself. He didn't crap his pants or anything, but we did have to pull off twice so he could vomit on the side of the road because he ate some bad yogurt at the fancy lounge that we were awarded.
yeah.
So the lounge was cool. Apparently I didn't eat what he ate.
Yeah. Check expiration dates, no matter how fancy the place. And we are hours away.
Yeah, we're hours away from totality.
Yeah.
We're 45 minutes away from the path of totality. So yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully Woody can keep it together for the rest of this trip. What is nice about this is that we are closer to home, so we won't have as quite a miserable of a drive once totality ends. And yeah, we're just hanging on. We're just trying to make this work. And yeah.
The funny part about the 2024 eclipse is that we got it so soon after the 2017 eclipse. I feel like we developed eclipse privilege by having two so close together. I saw so many threads and posts from photographers being like, hey, don't aim your camera at the sky like everybody else. Take photos of the people around you and document what's going on as you look up at this amazing event. Which is cool, except scrolling Instagram this time around, I felt like I was scrolling through mostly photos of people staring through cardboard glasses at the sky altogether, instead of a lot of photos of the eclipse. We got those too, but it was just a weird balance of both. I love a communal event and everything, but we drove all this way to see a total solar eclipse, not some grandma looking up at the sky through her cheap glasses. I came to see the diamond ring in the sky. You can go on Instagram right now and find a ton of eclipse photos from April 8th, 2024. And guess what? They all look similar because they were taking photos of the same thing. But that doesn't make this awe-inspiring event less magical, does it? I don't think so. Finally made it to Paducah, Kentucky, and it ended up being the best spot we could have hoped for an event like this. There was basically a solar eclipse festival happening and hundreds of people coming from all over to join together in this minute-and-a-half long experience.
Came here instead.
Yeah, 100%.
The weather's good. I still see the sun, so we're doing okay.
And maybe we could have enjoyed this sky event standing within the crowd of onlookers, but unfortunately Woody couldn't do that. He didn't want to stray too far from the car. We ended up watching it from the parking lot because he was still struggling from whatever breakfast he ate that like ravaged his insides on the way there.
Woody's struggling. Damn you, continental breakfast. How you doing, bud?
Right guy.
You struggling? You've gotten quiet. Okay.
Fortunately, he perked up when it started, though.
All right, we're getting set up here. It's almost. We're getting close to the show. Woody's just been down. Everybody's set up over there for the eclipse, but we got a fallen comrade, so we're just gonna make do in this parking lot, and it is what it is.
Then the lights started to dim. The shadows became crescents. The midday twilight began. All right, there it is. There's my photo of the eclipse. Get it in the light there. Is it a great photo? Maybe not. I think it's cool and dramatic enough, though. I got this one too. Is it a little out of focus? Sure. Would I print either of these at a higher resolution than 5x7? No chance. Throw these into a pile of other people's eclipse photos. It's forgotten forever. Picked last on the dodgeball team by all the Instagram influencer eclipses. Probably stuffed into a locker by the Red Bull-sponsored McKinnon eclipse photo at some point in its high school career. But just because some eclipse photos seem like they're a dime a dozen in a pile of other eclipse photos, it doesn't make it less incredible. Doesn't make it less special. I think it's awesome that in my lifetime, I have gotten to see 2 totalities. And are they great photos? No. But they're mine. I shot them. So they were pretty amazing to me. And that's the point of art, isn't it? We hope to be original. We try. But there's always somebody bigger and badder right behind us. There's always somebody out there with more resources who can do a thing better than you can. But that doesn't diminish your art. It only diminishes it if you let it. Why do we do this? Why did I drive farther than I had to, lose $200 to a hotel that wouldn't give me a refund in Stuttgart, Arkansas, or drive through the Mad Max wasteland of Mississippi? Why did I rent a 400mm lens just for my eclipse photos to be slightly out of focus? Why didn't I just leave my nauseated friend on the side of the road on the border of Tennessee and Kentucky somewhere? It's because we're human. We're drawn to these experiences, real experiences, whether they nearly vomit in your truck or not. We experience the pain of life and we want to be in fellowship with others who are doing the same. We want to be inspired and be reminded that there's more out there than just what we're staring at idly on social media. We want to look up together. And hey, if we can get a brand deal or a corporate sponsor, get a little cheddar cheese for our togetherness or artistic authenticity or whatever, that's great too. But I didn't get that for this video, did I? No, I made this for free. I did all this for free. So the least you can do is hit that subscribe button. Give this post a like. Follow me on Instagram at Will Malone. You can follow my Polaroid Instagram account at RoidRage72. Be sure to be back here in 20 years for when I do the same thing all over again. Maybe I'll drive a 2010 Toyota Tacoma by then.